He ended everything before I even sat down. That's the line I hear in my head every time I smell espresso. The cafe was buzzing, soft music, couples laughing over shared desserts, the kind of place meant for beginnings. But for me, it was the end. I had barely taken 2 steps toward the table when Caleb looked up from his untouched drink and said, "We need to talk." Just like that. No warning. No small talk. Just 7 words that cracked my world open. I sat down anyway. My heart was pounding like it already knew. "Is this about the wedding planner?" I asked, voice barely steady. He didn't answer. Instead, he pulled a small velvet box from his coat and placed it on the table, not to give, but to take back. "I can't marry you, Nina." Flat. Practiced. I could barely breathe. "Why?" He looked past me, like he was already somewhere else. "It's not you. It's just. I've met someone more aligned with my future." And then he said her name, Charlotte Vane. The daughter of a billionaire investor. My replacement wore designer shoes and came with a board seat. Then came the kicker. The ring, it's my mother's. I need it back. I handed it over with shaking hands, stood, and walked out before I shattered in front of him. I didn't go home. I couldn't face the apartment we'd filled with ours, pictures, boxes, plans. When I did finally go, I found all my things packed and labeled by the door. Not by him. That had his mother's efficiency all over it. I had nowhere left. My lease was gone, my savings drained by wedding costs. And then, for the first time in years, I made a call I never thought I would. "Hello," came the voice on the other end. Warm. Familiar. "Hi, it's Nina," I choked out. I don't know where else to go." An hour later, I was curled on Miriam's couch, my old foster mom, wrapped in a blanket, peppermint tea in hand. She didn't ask questions. Just said, "You stay as long as you need, baby girl." I tried to return to work at the clinic like nothing happened. Smiled when patients asked about the wedding. Lied when coworkers did. But I was barely holding together. That's when Jenna, our blunt team lead, said, "You want out of here? I might know something. Private care. Remote. High pay. 1 patient." Jenna leaned in, lowering her voice. "But he's a handful. They all quit within weeks." I didn't hesitate. By sunrise, I was on a plane to Washington, and by mid-afternoon, standing in front of a house that looked like it belonged to a tech mogul, which, apparently, it did. Julian Locke. Paralyzed in a skiing accident. Wealthy. Brilliant. Cold. His estate manager gave me 5 minutes to prove myself. I signed the contract without blinking. I didn't have a backup plan, only a bruised heart and a license that hadn't expired yet. When I met Julian, he didn't look at me so much as through me. "They sent another one," he muttered. "Let's see how long you last." "I'm here to work, not to impress you," I replied. He smirked. "That's new." The first days were a test. Every word he spoke came laced with sarcasm, meant to push me away. I didn't flinch. And when he finally, grudgingly, revealed the accident, he said it like a man who'd stopped hoping anyone would care. Then one night, I saw something that changed everything. He was standing. Barely. Arms locked around parallel bars, face drenched in sweat, teeth clenched in effort, but walking. A step. Then another. When he saw me, rage flashed across his face. "You weren't supposed to see this." "Why hide it?" I asked. "Because progress leads to expectations. Expectations lead to disappointment." "I won't expect anything," I said softly. "Just let me help." He didn't answer. But he didn't stop me either. That was the start. What followed was a quiet war against despair, early morning sessions, whispered encouragement, pain and perseverance. We became a team, bound by invisible thread. Then, one day, I overheard something. Julian's business partner, Vincent, was trying to push through a deal. Something shady. Charlotte's name came up. And another, Derek Wells, Caleb's boss. It clicked. The breakup. The timing. The setup. I told Julian everything. At first, he dismissed it. But 3 days later, he showed me the paperwork, hidden clauses, forged transfers, a hostile takeover dressed in fine print. He looked at me, jaw clenched. Help me stop them. And we did. We built a case. Quietly. Carefully. And when the time came, Julian walked into the boardroom, faced them all, and tore their betrayal apart with calm, merciless precision. Vincent was removed. Charlotte and Derek exposed. When it ended, Julian turned to me and said, "You saved more than the company." Weeks passed. The estate brightened. So did he. One evening, he handed me a black velvet box. "I don't need you to say yes," he said. But I had to ask. Inside, a gold ring with a single sapphire. "I'm not your rescue," I whispered. "No," he said. "You're the reason I became someone worth rescuing."